So I was in a public place with my son. We went to the market and there was a couple beside us. Not really a couple. I think they're just dating, boyfriend, girlfriend, and all of that. And after a few minutes, I heard my son saying, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir." I turned and I just decided to ignore. And they left. Immediately they left. My son said, "Mommy, I pity that girl." I said, "Which girl?" He said, "That girl that was with her boyfriend here. If she marries this man, she's going to suffer." I said, "Why did you say that?" Because I was wondering when my 12-year-old became a marriage counselor. He said, "Mommy, do you know that I stepped on that man? Mistakenly, oh, and I even told him sorry." After telling him sorry, he waited, he looked, he saw that his girlfriend was not looking, he saw that you were not looking, and he marched me back, and they left. Now, that is a wicked person. If you can have such a heart to step on such a person, then in fact I agree with my son. If she ends up marrying such a person, she's going to have a hard time. She's going to suffer, just like he said. Because if you can be so wicked, a young boy, a 12-year-old stepped on you and you decided to retaliate, even after you had apologized, you're a wicked person. I know a lot of persons will say it is not enough to conclude this is just one incident. Please, when it comes to relationships, watch the way the person handles other people, the way he treats other people. These are little red flags that we need to pay attention to. Now, if you have a child that is above 18, it would be a wise thing for you to begin to have this kind of conversations with them, because it is not enough for you to wait for your daughters to get to 25 and your sons in their late 20s and then you begin to shout, "Go and marry, go and marry, go and marry." What kind of conversations are we having with them? It's not enough to just begin to tell them, "Go and marry, go and marry." See, we need to be telling them to pay attention to these things, because the person in love know they see clearly. But if as a parent you have taken your time, over time you have been saying these things, it will sink. It would have stayed. You would have sown those seeds that would have grown. Once your children recognizes these signs, they'll be able to hold on to it fast as red flags, and they'll be able to speak to their legs and run away. It's not enough for you to begin to mount pressure on your children. Begin to have this kind of conversation. Once your daughters are getting to 18, begin to tell them, "See, you will soon start having relationships, you will soon start doing this, you will soon start thinking about this and this and this." And these are the signs. When you see a person, it's not as if you are pushing your daughters or you are trying to fast track their development. Chip in these things in very subtle ways so that it becomes a part of them. Be on the lookout for how they treat service people, how they talk to their waiters, how they talk to their workers, how they talk to their maids, how they talk to people that are not up to them in their social class. These things count, because at the end of the day, you see all these lovey, "I love you," it's going to wear out when they get married, and then you will see the real person. It is the way, especially for women, it is the way he treats this person. That is exactly how he's going to treat you, because he will feel you are under him. That's exactly how he is going to treat you. In fact, to a very large extent, that is what you should expect. Also, little red flags. You see a person that he doesn't have any serious friends. You see a person that is always finding fault with every other person. You in a relationship with a person that he or she believes that he is always right. See, these are red signs, so that you can avoid hide my identity posts later on social media. When you see these things, pack your bags and run. Yes, I know that they work out relationship, there are red flags, there are yellow flags. Yellow flags are things that you can talk out, the person is willing to listen, you can trash it out, the person is willing to work on himself. But you see the ones that the person still decides to dwell on, that is problem. My dear, pack your bags and run. A man that can step on a 12-year-old, and you even notice that he was even with his mother. Fine, if you were not comfortable, you were not satisfied with his apology, why didn't you tell the mother, "Madam, see the way your son stepped on me"? I would have told him, made him apologize to you again, or I would have definitely told you sorry myself, because it is not a difficult thing for me to apologize. I don't have any problem saying sorry. I would have told you sorry and it would have ended, but you decided to match him and you left. You're a wicked person. Any woman that ends up with you, with such a man, I'm sorry, that woman, she don't buy bad market. So please, parents, have these kind of conversations with your children. Point these facts, point these red flags to them, because when they're in love, most times they don't see clearly. Most times they see these things and they always ignore. Because when you ask people in abusive relationships, they will tell you that they saw these signs, but they didn't pay attention to it. So now, as parents, begin to draw your children's attention to these things. Let them pay attention. Tell them, when you see these red flags, pack your bags and run, so that you don't end up getting into marriage with such a person. You find out that the marriage is unbearable and you come out. As parents, we have a lot of work to do. I know a lot of parents will say, I shouldn't poke nose in my children's affairs. See, when if they, God forbid, that they get involved in abusive marriages, they will bring issues to you. You will begin to settle fights. So it is better for you to poke nose now. Point out these facts to them, so that by God's grace they end up making the right choice and they get married, stay married, and everybody is happy. Parenting is all round. It is not about just paying their school fees, putting them in the house, buying clothes and feeding them. No, parenting is all encompassing. As parents, please let us poke nose in these issues, and it will favor everybody at the end of the day.